Jungle Jim is the fictional hero of a series of jungle adventures in various media. The series began in 1934 as an American newspaper comic strip chronicling the adventures of Asia-based hunter Jim Bradley, who was nicknamed Jungle Jim. The character also trekked through radio, film, comic book and television adaptations. Notable was a series of films and television episodes in which Johnny Weismuller portrayed a safari suit-wearing character, after hanging up his Tarzan loincloth. The strip was created by King Features Syndicate in order to compete with the popular United Feature Syndicate comic strip Tarzan, by Hal Foster. Characters and story. Illustrator Alex Raymond and pulp magazine author Don Moore created the original strip as a topper to run above Raymond's Flash Gordon. Jungle Jim and Flash Gordon were launched simultaneously on January 7, 1934. Unlike the protagonists of Tarzan, Kanga and other comics with jungle themes, Jim Bradley was based in southeastern Asia rather than Africa, and he was a hunter rather than a wild man in a loincloth. Other characters included the large, strong native Kolu. The femme fatale L'Île was added to the cast 2 years after the strip's debut. The comic's early years generally featured stories revolving around pirates, slave traders and other common jungle antagonists. As World War II approached, Jungle Jim, like many American comics, developed a wartime theme, with Jim fighting the Japanese, and it moved from its position as a topper strip to its own independent Sunday page. During World War II, artist Raymond enlisted as a Marine. Successes included John Mayo and Paul Norris. Don Moore continued to script through the succession of artists. The strip, which never ran as a daily, came to an end in 1954. From 1937 to 1947, the comic strip was reprinted in Ace Comics, published by David McKay. From 1949 to 1951, there were 11 original Jungle Jim comic books produced by Standard Comics. Dell Comics published 20 issues of Jungle Jim from 1953 to 1959. The last 8 issues were written by Gaylord Dubois. King Features Syndicate published a single issue of Jungle Jim in 1967. This was designated number 5 and was a reprint of Dell's issue number 5 with a new cover, by Wally Wood. Charlton Comics then picked up Dell's numbering for another 7 issues in 1969-70 with stories scripted by Wood, Pat Boyett, B.H.O.B. Stewart, Joe Gill and others. Artists on the Charlton stories were Wood, Boyett, Steve Ditko, Roger Brand and Tom Palmer. In January 2015, Dynamite Entertainment announced a new series of Jungle Jim as part of their King Dynamite series. This version of Jungle Jim is written by Paul Tobin and illustrated by Sandy Yarrail. Other media. Radio. Syndicated by Hearst and sponsored by the Comic Weekly. The Adventures of Jungle Jim radio series premiered November 2, 1935. Matt Crowley had the title role for 3 years, until Gerald Moore stepped in as Jungle Jim beginning April 24, 1938. Vicky Vola and Frank Hale portrayed Shanghai Lil, and Juana Hernandez was the Hindu servant Kolu. Each episode ran 15 minutes. Several episodes were based directly on the comic strip, such as The Ghost of the Java Sea. Gene Stafford scripted for producer Jay Clark. Glenn Riggs was the announcer, among others. In the opening episode, The Batwoman, Jungle Jim meets Miss Chalmers, and Jacques Labar gets into a barroom fight with Jim. Films and television. A 12-part movie serial by Universal Pictures, starring Grant Withers, was released in 1937. Columbia Pictures produced a series of 16 Jungle Jim.The movies from 1948 to 1956, set in Africa and starring Johnny Weismuller, who had gained fame playing Tarzan. In the last 3 of these movies, the name Jungle Jim was not used, and Weismuller used his own name, essentially playing an idealized version of himself, as did cowboy stars Roy Rogers and Gene Autry. This was because these 3 features were produced concurrently with a Jungle Jim TV series starring Weismuller produced by Columbia's Screen Gems, and the series had the rights to Jungle Jim. A single-season Screen Gems television series ran in 1955–56. There were 26 episodes, also starring Weismuller. Jungle Jim features Jungle Jim, The Lost Tribe, Mark of the Gorilla, Captive Girl, Jungle Jim in Pygmy Island, Fury of the Congo, Jungle Manhunt, Jungle Jim in the Forbidden Land, Voodoo Tiger, Savage Mutiny, Valley of the Headhunters, Killer Ape, Jungle Man-Eaters, Cannibal Attack, Jungle Moon Men, Devil Goddess, Reprints, Jungle Jim, Street Enterprises, Menominee Falls, Wiss, 1971. Jungle Jim, Pacific Comics Club, Papeete, Tahiti. 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 The official Jungle Jim Annual, Pioneer Comics, Las Vegas, Nevada, 1989. The official Jungle Jim Sundays, V1 Pioneer Comics, Las Vegas, Nevada, 1989. The official Jungle Jim Sundays, V2 Death in the Jungle, Pioneer Comics, Las Vegas, Nevada, 1989. Definitive Flash Gordon and Jungle Jim Volume 1 to 1934–1936, San Diego, California. IDW Publishing. ISBN 1-61377-015-4. Definitive Flash Gordon and Jungle Jim Volume 2 to 1936–1939, San Diego, California. IDW Publishing. ISBN 1-61377-220-3. Definitive Flash Gordon and Jungle Jim Volume 3 to 1939–1941, San Diego, California. IDW Publishing. ISBN 1-61377-580-6. Definitive Flash Gordon and Jungle Jim Volume 4 to 1942–1944, San Diego, California. IDW Publishing. ISBN 1-61377-917-8. Merchandise. In 1957, Lewis Marks and Company marketed a Jungle Jim playset with character figures and generic jungle figures.